So, thanks for checking out A1 Math, and today we're looking at using a data plot and finding the outlier in a real-world problem. Let's take a look. All right, so in this example, it's about some workout clubs. It says the number of members in 8 workout clubs are 100, 95, 90, 85, 85, 95, 100, and 90. All right, now they want us to use that information for problems 1 and 2. So in problem 1, it says create a dot plot for the data set using the appropriate scale for the number line. And there's a lot of different ways you could do it. Um, you want to make sure you include um, something that's lower than your lowest and higher than your highest. You also want to make sure that you have a reasonable amount of slots to put in for your data. So all of these are in fives, so it'd be a good thing to put them in fives. This is the one I'm going to use here, going from 60 to 110, okay? And I have some space so I can put 65 or 75 or whatever. Okay, so now the next part is extremely easy. All you have to do is put a dot over the number to represent that entry for your data set. So under 100, you will put a dot. Under 95, you put a dot. At 90, you put a dot. And you just keep going until you pull in everything for all your data set, and you'll end up with this. So say we have 2 dots for 85, 2 for 90, 2 for 95, and 2 for 100. And I use X instead of dots, but either way works. Okay, so next, that that settles number 1. Now we're gonna take a look at number 2. Okay, it says suppose a new workout club opens and immediately it has 150 members. Is the number of members at this club an outlier? So basically, they want to know if 150 is an outlier. Is it beyond or far enough from the rest of our data to be considered an outlier? So in order to determine this, what you need to do is find your quartile 1, quartile 3, and your IQR. And you're going to use that information and plug it into a formula and figure out if 150 would be included or would be considered an outlier. So the first thing to do is to type all that information into your calculator. And once you do that and go on the stat and edit to put it in on your list, then go back to stat and edit and calculate under one var stats. This is the information you get. And the only thing we need from this is quartile 3, which is 97.5, and quartile 1, which is 87.5. And we're going to take that to find the interquartile range by subtracting and find the difference between those two. When we do, we end up with 10. Okay, so we have all the information we need to do to plug into our formula. Okay, now, in a previous video, I showed that you can find the lower end and the high end. But since 150 is going to be on the high end, all we need is that formula for the high end, which involves quartile 3. So we're going to use this formula here, quartile 3 plus 1.5 times IQR. So we plug that information in, 97.5 plus 1.5 times 10. Okay, and once we plug that information in, we have it comes up here. Here we go. 112.5. 112.5. So all we have to ask is 150 bigger than 112.5, which it is. So it will be outside of the normal amount of data to be considered an outlier. So yes, 150 members is an outlier. And that's basically it. That's using dot plots and finding outliers in a real world situation. I want to thank you for checking out A1 Math. Have a nice day.